Hi everyone, David Williams here with some of my race highlights from the most recent iRacing WCS round at the Nürburgring. Having had a difficult season so far this year, qualifying unfortunately continued the trend, where as you can see I'm starting last, having not had a clean lap. The race however was positive, which I really needed to help assure my place next year. You can see obviously the start is always quite messy, having started from the back. Obviously I'm just relying on avoiding all the incidents that are likely to occur in front of me. Into the second lap now, into the Mercedes arena. I do have Antoine Higelin behind me, who I suspect is likely going to be much faster at this stage in the race. He's obviously out of position from a lap 1 incident, so I just let him go. I sort of lost sight of my braking here on lap 9, nearly running into the back of my teammate Tommy, so that could have been very embarrassing. Fortunately we got away with that. On to lap 13 now. I got a good run on Davy de Corps in front of me, probably destroyed his name, apologies, but a fairly textbook manoeuvre down the inside. He didn't really put up much of a defence, which was nice. Through to lap 19 now. My teammate Tommy is having ERS issues for some reason at this stage, and there's a little bit of confusion as I'm trying to decide which way to go, but eventually it's fairly clear. He actually pits in fact on this lap, so I probably could have waited, but we didn't actually communicate that. So lap 35 now. I've been chasing down Michael Partington for a number of laps. I'm near the start of my second stint, so I chose to take a one stop on lap 28 I believe. So my tyres are quite fresh, and I believe that Michael was near the end of his second stint. So into lap 36, the following lap, I managed to get a good run again down the start finish straight. This time he defends, I go to the outside, but I managed to maintain some overlap through the exit. And you can see that I'm just trying to be calm, give him room. Being fair, he actually holds the outside line through the left hand into the final chicane of the Mercedes arena, but I'm able to get the clean exit out of there, and eventually I secure my position into the left hander, where eventually he has to concede. Lap 39 now. I've had a very fast Kazuki behind me, and I wasn't really expecting him to make this move, but I guess he was a little bit closer than I thought, and so I didn't really have the chance to properly defend. He took the inside, I opened the door, and then he holds the outside into the chicane of the Mercedes arena. I tried to cut him fairly close so that I could get a good exit, but unfortunately we ended up colliding into each other. I believe he did run a tiny bit wide of the ideal racing line himself, so I would consider it to be a racing incident. Lap 45, once again I've got Higelin behind me on a different strategy, so I just let him go once again into turn 1. Lap 48 now. We've got 12 laps to go. I managed to get a good run on Ricardo Orozco. I've been catching him again for a couple of laps. I actually mess up the exit out of the last corner, so I'm a long way back down the start finish straight, so I'm not able to make a move into turn 1. I'm just trying to stay close through the left hander. We go into the Mercedes arena, and then I tried to brake late. I saw he got a little bit loose there. Now I'm not actually trying to overtake here. I was very lucky to be able to hold the inside line there. I thought I was going to lock a wheel and understeer wide. Unfortunately he also saw me and opened the door slightly, which made this pass possible. Lap 52 now. I get a little bit of oversteer out of the final corner, unfortunately, on Dion Vergers in front of me, but I'm still just about close enough to make another fairly textbook pass down the inside into turn 1. So I'm up into 12th at this point I believe, and I know that I've got Tommy on fresher tyres behind me trying to catch up, and I'm not really trying to push particularly hard, but I just get a little bit too eager on the throttle with older tyres now, and I lose the rear end. Fortunately I don't spin, I'm able to get back on track, but I lose 2 positions actually to Tommy and Dion, who I obviously overtook the previous lap. At the end of this lap though, Tommy gets a good run on Dion, tries to overtake, can't get it done. I'm actually able to get a good run into the last corner. Lap 55, I'm having to repass Dion once again. This time I get a much better exit out of the last corner, it becomes a much easier pass. Pass is basically done almost before the braking. At this stage I feel that I might be able to hold on to 12th. I know that Tommy has fresher tyres, but he's stuck behind Vergas once again. So into the final lap, and Tommy is right behind me. I'm really struggling with the tyres at this stage. They're 32 laps old, and Tommy's are much, much younger. And he gets a really good run through the chicane. I'm a little bit deep on the brakes, and I have to open the door. I can't turn into the final corner, otherwise we would collide. He had a tiny bit of overlap, so I just focused on trying to get a nice clean exit, and I was just about able to hold on to 12 across the line. Now we're nearing the end of this championship this year, and we have 3 races on the trot back to back, so this weekend on Saturday will be round 12 at the brilliant Suzuka circuit, and hopefully we can get the qualifying lap together. Until then, bye for now.